Good morning, beautiful people. So today is not an ideal day. It's my grandmother's birthday, and she would have been 89 today. And it's been a rough month or more for me, just because my grandfather passed away Easter of last year, so that would have been the 12th. And I will have been told that I'm been a really crappy human being for the last several weeks, just grumpy and unpleasant to be around, and just really just difficult in general. And of course, that's not my intention. And please understand that this is not me wallowing in misery or choosing to feel crappy. I mean, when you are in grief, you kind of don't get a choice. I mean, you experience opportunities frequently, more frequently than you probably like, to experience the mourning process and to grieve the loss. And I understand that this is normal. It doesn't change the fact that it sucks so much. And, please, if you're dealing with something or you know someone who is, spare them the platitudes. Just do them the kindness of saying, I'm sorry for your loss. That sucks. Is there anything I can do? What can I do? What support do you need? What would feed your soul in this moment? Because saying things like, oh, at least they're not suffering anymore, or, it was God's plan, or, anything, the usual stuff that people say, is completely and totally not helpful. And not only that, it's frankly, it's quite insensitive. So if you've never experienced loss on this level, you're lucky. You're a very blessed human being, because this is terrible. And it's okay that it sucks. It's supposed to. When somebody important that you really love and care about dies, when they leave this physical existence, even if they still exist in spirit, it's okay to hurt as much and for as long as you need to, because it sucks. Nothing will ever make that okay. Nothing will ever make it right. And even if you understand, like in my grandma's case, she was pretty miserable in her physical body. And so I completely 100% support her decision to end her own suffering by choosing to transition from this physical existence back into spirit, because she was miserable. And frankly, I think the clincher for her was that she was no longer able to care for her family, because she couldn't even care for herself. And she'd been kind of battling against that for a while, and she got some help, but she never wanted to be cared for. She always wanted to be the caregiver. And she was a full-time mom, all in full-time mom for 67 years. That's a long time. That's a long time to be taking care of kids, because, she looked after my uncles their whole lives. And when she couldn't do that anymore, she decided she was done. And I completely 100% respect her decision. It doesn't make it easy to live with, of course. But I get it, and I honor her for that, because that's who she was, and she decided that she would go out on her own terms, and so that I can't argue with. But like I said, it still sucks. So unfortunately, the last several weeks have been hard, and when you go through grief, it seems like you get constant reminders of the loss, and every loss is compounded by the next one. And it's like you get to grieve every loss you've ever had over and over and over again, because stuff comes up, and hey, if you're crying about this one, why not cry about that one too, and I don't know why it's like that. It's part of the process. I mean, grief really has been described as love that has nowhere to go. And I could definitely see how that would be the case. So if you're having a moment where you are struggling, or even more than a moment, where it sucks and it hurts and you're feeling miserable and you're feeling completely misunderstood and like your world is collapsing and you're being crushed by the weight of your own sorrow, know that not only is that normal and part of the process, there's nothing wrong with you and you are not alone in that experience. It's terrible and it hurts and it's gonna, and it will for as long as it needs to. And I'm not sure, to be honest with you, that it ever really goes away. I think it just gets easier to live with. And I don't believe that time necessarily heals all wounds. I think that time just gives you some distance from the event. But, you know, with losses that are big enough, there's no time that's gonna separate you enough from that experience, especially if it was traumatic or important. It's just not. Time doesn't heal anything. It just gives you a little bit of space from the actual event. So if you are suffering, know that that's not necessarily something that you're choosing. You don't have to beat yourself up for that, and you don't have to listen to people who give you all the platitudes about grief, because they either don't know what else to say or they just are trying to make you feel better. And what you don't really need is for anyone to make you feel better. You just need to feel. And it sucks and it's awful, but you just need to feel. It's the only way through. You don't get over things, you get through them. And that's part of what this is. So today, this super not awesome day, I'm gonna try to honor this woman that I love so much, my hero in life, my cheerleader, and the person who supported me no matter what. And it is awful that she is gone. She's still with me in spirit, which is very helpful, but there's something about not being able to talk to her in person, like to hear her voice on the phone, or know that I'm ever gonna see her again in this life is terrible. And it's okay. It's okay that that sucks. It's okay that I'm having a really hard time with it. And it's okay that you are too. If you are going through an experience similar to mine, you have nothing to be ashamed of, you have nothing to feel bad about, you have nothing to apologize for. It's just you're going through the process, and it's a process, and it's gonna look different for you than it looks for me, and that's okay. So today, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna be gentle with myself. And I'm sorry I gotta share my hot mess with you. Well, no, I'm not. Everybody is a hot mess sometimes. And instead of feeling guilty because I'm not in the high vibration frequency that I would normally prefer to be in, or that I'm really not in a space to be showing up for people the way that I would prefer to do, it's okay because I'm still showing up. And sometimes being real about where you are and letting people know that, yeah, you are human and things hurt and things get to you is probably one of the more beneficial things that you can do sometimes, because it means that you get it. So I'm gonna do what I need to do to take care of me today and for the coming months, because she passed away in July. So I know that it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but I got good support, and I have everything that I need right in this moment to do everything I need to do. So thank you for taking the time to watch this, and if you are hurting too, much love to you. I get it, and it's okay. It's okay that it hurts. It's gonna, and it's supposed to. So I'm gonna sign off. Thanks again for your time and attention. Have an amazing day. Bye, everybody.